Hey mate, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, of course, the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's been said about Chelsea, giving you my opinion for whatever that's worth, friends. More importantly, asking for yours, and there's many a thing to get into today. We're talking about Chelsea's most valuable players. Tuchel off on holiday, which is a good thing. More on Ousmane Dembele, and a new defender that probably many of you guys know about, but I'm learning about. Apparently Chelsea are entering a bidding war to consider this guy. Lots to get into. It's going to be a fun episode of Chelsea News. So thank you for joining me, and thank you to those of you who choose to like the video and subscribe, because that's kind of you. If you subscribe, hit that bell notifications icon. Guys, we're missing football. It will be back. And in the meantime, you should check out my partner, Spitch. Ding, 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 ding. Spitch's Fantasy Football. But not as you know it. It's slick. It's easy. You don't have to commit for the entire season. You can just play weekly. It utilizes an OptiStats engine which rewards the thinking man when it comes to fantasy football. And that's you, friend. I know you like... Well, I know you know your football is what I'm trying to say. Surely all my viewers do in my community. Spitch is free. You have to be 18 to sign up, though, because you can win money on it. And you can wager money if you want. Wow. What an opportunity here. Just check it out. Click the link in the top of the description to go check out Spitch now. Get yourself acquainted with the platform so you're ready for when the season starts. He can remind you of the beautiful game. That's a nice thing to do. And we are back in the studio outside Stamford Bridge. Let's start off with something not transfer related. Thomas Tuchel is on holiday in Italy. Remember, he said he wouldn't go on holiday because there's too much to do. Him now being on holiday would make me think he's done enough, or he's done what he needed to do. Maybe Todd Boehly sat down with him and went, right, quickly, we need a few meetings, discuss a few things, the major targets, the situation. Now, go on holiday, mate. You deserve a holiday. You were dropped into Chelsea mid-season when Lampard was sacked into like a pandemic world. So much has gone wrong with the club in the meantime. It's really nice to see the fact how he's gone on holiday. At CFCPYS on Twitter has cited this story. He is in Italy on holiday at a pizza restaurant, and the owner, Yulo Mattioni, said, Tuchel was really nice. We had a bit of a laugh about the whole Romelu Lukaku situation. He ordered 2 pizzas, one for him, one for his partner. And the article, which is coming from Gazzetta, is suggesting that he's back with Sissi, or Sissi, however you say it, which was his wife. And of course he's going through a divorce. It would be nice if maybe he's not back with her, maybe he's just with her and they've got an amicable relationship and they're just talking it through and having a pizza in Italy. It goes on to say here, Thomas Tuchel joked with an Inter fan about buying Lukaku and then signed autographs, took photos without any problems after many young people approached him in Città di Castello, a city and commune in Italy. Again, all from Gazzetta. Nice! I like this, and I wanted to mention it to you guys because hot dog, this guy deserves a holiday, man. And all the better if he's back with his wife. He needs to just be a human being and unwind. And actually, in a way, for me, that kind of insinuates that he got a bulk of stuff done and he was confident enough to go and have a little break in Italy. Like, okay, Todd seems to have this under control. And we've signed most of the documents. We've had meetings. We know what's going on. He knows what I want. I can let him work for a bit and I can go on holiday for like a week, 10 days. Good. Double thumbs up, Tommy Tuchel. Look after yourself. I want to talk about Chelsea's most expensive players, which is quite interesting. But not yet. So put a pin in that. I want to quickly cite an article from the Mail. The Daily Fail, lol, because Laporta's been talking about Barcelona and Ousmane Dembele. I just want to read you the headline and a few segments from this. Barcelona confirm Ousmane Dembele has not put pen to paper on contract extension and instead set to leave the club. As we'd already known, or assumed, I'd guessed, meaning potential suitors can Chelsea can snap him up on a free transfer. Barcelona have confirmed Ousmane Dembele will be leaving the club upon the expiry of his contract, coming to a boost to potential suitors like Chelsea. And yes, we all thought, yeah, free transfer, he's not going to re-sign. But let's be honest, this is football, and we've seen this so many times before. Part of me was thinking, he's going to re-sign, isn't he? He's been in Spain for ages, he's comfortable, he's played a lot under Xavi, they're going to give him his wages, he's just going to end up re-signing. I did feel like that in my gut, but this is more, I don't know, I guess positive news for those of us who like Ousmane Dembele at Chelsea. Dembele, who's 25, has not signed an extension, and his deal is about to expire. The France winger has failed to live up to expectations in Catalonia since completing a £120 million move switch from Borussia Dortmund in 2017, with a series of fitness and discipline issues derailing his Camp Nou stint. It's sod's law for them, innit? That right at the end, he's probably settled down in terms of his disciplinary record, no injuries, and he's playing under Xavi, and that's when it goes. And, that's sod's law if you're a Barca fan that happens. Despite regaining his place under Xavi in the past few months, Dembele is set to walk away from Barca when his contract is up. Free transfer, which may be music to the ears of Chelsea. Barca president Joan Laporta said, quote, Dembele, we made our bid. He has a proposal on the table, but he's not accepted it. No answer. So he's pretty much saying, and we've heard other pieces of news as well, that he's not going to return to that. Of course, the big news in terms of wide forwards' main targets at the moment is Raheem Sterling. You could say Gabriel Jesus, but I think that would be more of a striker target. And Ousmane Dembele. Mixed feelings of Raheem Sterling. Of a lot of people for aforementioned reasons. Go back and watch videos when we've spoken about him. I'm not going to speak about him now, but we can go over it yet again if the story gains more momentum. Ousmane Dembele, a very creative player. Obviously has a good relationship with Tuchel. Not much goals in it though, so I will forever be worrying about goals at Chelsea Football Club. Alright, let's move on. What should we talk about next? I tell you what, we are going to talk about Gleison Bremer, the Serie A defender. And we've got stats for him as well, so we're going to take a look at that in a moment. But let's talk about the most valuable players at Chelsea. Now, this is coming from CIES Football Observatory. If you followed my channel over the years, we reference this every now and again. Seemingly some analytical not governing body, but something that analyzes the value of footballers, and it seems to be the accepted final word by publications and football opinion. They analyze the profile and ability of the player, but they analyze the age and the marketing value and how long is on their contract, essentially. So the most valuable player in the world is Kylian Mbappe after signing that new contract. And he's 206-ish million euro. Second is Vinicius Jr. I guess he's only got 2 years left on his contract, but you'd understand why Vinicius Jr. He's not even 22 yet. And he's so high profile. And then Erling Haaland as well, at 152 million euro. So yeah, regardless I think City is actually paying quite near that with the full package, but they're definitely not overpaying for Erling Haaland. And then you've got like Pedri. And interestingly, the sixth most expensive player is Jude Bellingham for Dortmund, who is not even 19 years old yet. But let's talk about Chelsea. Who is Chelsea's most valuable player? And you got to go right down the list. It is in the six-figure million mark, and it's Mason Mount. Mason Mount is Chelsea's most valuable player for just over 100 million euro, and his contract expires in 2 years. If Mason Mount signed a new deal like tomorrow, which he's expected to do, of course, you can imagine Mason Mount will be worth a little bit more than 100 million euros. And it goes down. Unsurprisingly, our second most valuable player is Kai Havertz, and he's at 93.6 million euro. So yeah, that's fine. Absolutely makes sense. Kai is 23 years old. Did he just turn 23 or 24? I think he's just turned 23 yesterday. And then, so many players that you wouldn't think are more valuable. Like Josko Jarvedal, that centre-back that we're interested in, is apparently 100 million euros. in value here, which is pretty wild. Next down for Chelsea is Reece James. So the third most valuable player is Reece James at 82.5 million euro, excuse me. So 82 million euro. And it's, it takes him a while to go down. You've got like Camavinga just below, and Declan Rice is knocking about there. I'm going down. I'm trying to find our fourth, and it's right down. It's Romelu Lukaku is our fourth most valuable player at 68 million euro. 68.8. So 69 million euro. So what is that in pounds? 69 euros in pounds is 58 million pounds. That is absolutely wild. We just paid 98 million pounds for him, and now he's worth just under 59 million pounds. That is wild. Anyway, it's a bit of fun. It's obviously algorithmic, this way of analysing the value of football players. But Mason Mount, Chelsea's most valuable player. So let's talk about this defender then, because I do want to talk about it. Gleison Bremer, who plays for Torino. I'm reading this off Cy Phillips' website, chelsea-news.co. Chelsea enter bidding war for £40 million defender. We will look at his stats in just a moment. Let's read what Cy has to say here. Chelsea are reportedly set to engage in a bidding war for a new centre-back this summer. So we're already thinking Jules Koundé's in the bag. I mean, you should never say that, should you, that he's in the bag, but you'd assume we're pretty good with that. We are fully aware now of the situation at the club, with 2 defenders having left and possibly 2 more joining them. So yeah, Alonso and Cesar Azpilicueta could be going to Barcelona as well. So that means Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea's new owners are working on getting replacements. Well, Thomas Tuchel is eating pizza in Italy, but hopefully Todd Boehly, knowing what Tuchel wants, he's working on this. We've heard a lot of names mentioned as potential targets, some more than others, but one name we have heard about, but perhaps maybe not as much as the others, is Torino defender Gleison Bremer. I don't know if I'm saying that right. He's a 25-year-old Brazilian. Nice! In his prime, Brazilian, Thiago Silva would get him over. That's the kind of stuff you want. Has become a very sought-after player this summer. If Chelsea want him, they're going to have to fight. By the way, we might critique strikers coming from Serie A, but defenders seem to be pretty good. Tomori is pretty good for Chelsea. He's excellent in Serie A. Rudiger came from Roma. So we've got to think about that kind of stuff. They're going to have to fight. And what they will be doing, according to a report, and La Stampa today is cited as we ain't got no history, it is claims that both Chelsea and Spurs are willing to kick off a bidding war for his signature, with the transfer fee in the region of 40 million euros to be expected to get a done deal. So not pounds, 40 million euros. Conte wanting a Serie A defender makes sense. He obviously identified Antonio Rudiger from Roma to buy, though at the time we didn't think Rudiger was much special, did he? Feels like I'm... Okay, no, sorry. Right, so let's look at his stats. Bing! This is the scouting report on FB Ref. The top things is XG and non-penalty XG, which, isn't particularly high, but he's a centre-half. So what do we really want to look at here is passes intercepted. He's in the top 1%. Successful pressures and pressures in the midfield third, he's in the top 1%. And what do we know about Thomas Tuchel, ladies and gentlemen? He likes high turnovers and counter-pressing. He's that kind of German coach. He wants pressures. Pressures! Sorry, I had to make the column joke. So, Mr. Tuchel, what do you want in your centre-back when we send the scouts out to look? Plus, I want pressures. I'm such a fucking nerd. Right, so yeah. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Top 1% for all those kind of different pressures, blocks, passes, blocks. Ball recoveries, again. High turnovers, taking possession back, winning the ball back, counter-pressing, turnovers, all that kind of stuff. Ball recoveries. Really good in the top 1% as well for aerials. And then obviously top 2% for general pressures and interceptions. And of course non-penalty XGs and all that kind of stuff. And the top 3% for defensive third pressures. What do we know about Gleison Bremer? However you say his name. The 25-year-old Brazilian Serie A centre-half is precious. He's a good pressing defender. in a league, a landscape like the Premier League, where you have to press all the time, it could suit us really, really nicely. What do you think, friends? Do you think we should go for Bremer? Have you watched him? Do you know more about him than I? I've just looked at his scouting report and that's all I know. Please do comment down below and show your love by dropping like and subscribing and all that fun interactive stuff. Do make sure you check out Spitch because it's fun. Why not? Just go click the link down in the top of the description. And yeah, man, see you very soon. Keep it locked. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I love me, bitch.